Hey everyone, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you so much for being here with me this afternoon. This is Let Me See Your Transcript, and I am your very favorite history teacher. And today I am putting the TEA in Teacher for Real. The T is not only for teacher, it's also for Texas. I hope y'all got y'all cups together. You got your tea ready? Your Texas tea? You know how I like to do mine. I like to have, tea, some lemon juice, a little honey, sugar, and a little whiskey. So you got yours ready? All right. And I got my red lip gloss on today. Let's go get it started. Today we're going to talk about these five men on the label. Plus, we're going to get into a little bit of the B sector news, dealing with another T. But I wanted to I wanted you guys. I know some of you came over from Daryl Moore. So Daryl Moore, and Roxanne, and also Mad Charles, aka Marcellus McMillan. We are the A team, and we support each other in the things that we do. Hey, Daryl, Jacqueline, Michelle Foster, Mookie and Tamika Sweet Pea Brown, Betty Yellett, Christine Parks, Jacqueline Vine, Sandra, Too Much For You. Hey, Elay TV. Hey, Fred Samuel. Do you want me to call you Fred or you want me to call you Uncle Fred? Everyone calls you Uncle Fred, but I feel like I should call you Fred. I'm going to get him, Daryl. Bryant, hey. Hey, Life is Lay. How's your daughter doing? Been praying for her. Hey, Tanika the Shanette, the plus size doll. Hey, Shay Sinclair, Trisha Chanel, love is me all the time. Yeah, he is looking rough. And there's a new McCray parody page too that just started following. Cause I thought it was only Heathen Central and Granny Exposed. But there's another one. Hey, Roxanne. Hey, Gail Howard. Hey, Donya Lee. Thank you so much for Sandra. Too much for you. Thank you for the little whiskey. The super chat. Thank you. Is Matt Turk's disease here? Because I was going to give him an opportunity to come on and say what he wanted to say. Because I had changed the time. And I didn't mind Daryl changing the time. I know you had to get what we say out because we support, like I said, we support each other in what we do. And Larry Reid is a liar. And allegedly it's a child molester. And as far as I'm concerned, hey, Toy Wilson, I feel like go to jail and go to hell. Every time I see or hear about someone doing a child wrong, whether it be their parents, a teacher, a priest, a minister, whoever, go to jail and go to hell. Probably a good thing I'm not God, because a lot of people be in hell right now. So I'm just saying. Please check out Roxanne's very emotional, very powerful testimony about her own uh, experience as a child, dealing with sexual, emotional, physical abuse, and how she got, and all the how that affected her in her life, and how she ultimately, she said her children saved her, and she's a much better place in her life right now. I had to admit, I got a little angry and wanted to go find her parents and whoop their ass, but I can't do that. Can't do that. Um, so if Roxanne, if you could please put this is her link to her testimony. So please, after this live, go ahead and check it out. Also, for those of you who were not here earlier, Daryl, please put the link to your live that you just got complete with. Um, it's like stuff is like literally happening every day. every day Daryl is like telling us something new. Before y'all get it, he tells us, and we just be having our mouths open like this. And it's not, people are giving him information because they know that he is in a much better position to present the facts to you guys, because these other people, they have marriages, they have families, they have congregations, they have that it's not going to allow them to do that, because Larry Reid has been pushed by this archbishop of his own denomination, own church, to put forth stories and to put down people for profit. Okay. And my friend Daryl Moore, like you said, has only a few thousand subscribers. This is his go here after you watch Roxanne's and then watch his, that he's been using his his channel as a weapon. And right now, you need to, some of you who are following him need to stop giving him your money or sign up to Patreon or giving him super chats, because that helps him to weaponize his channel. He is not doing it for the greater good of God or to send his message. He's doing it for himself. And I did change my note. I did change the time. And I know I usually set my things through StreamYard. So I don't know if StreamYard didn't tell YouTube to get there fast enough. Hey, Keisha Frazier. Hey, Miss MW50. And just as much as I talk about Umar using his position to hurt people in the Black community, they are both the two sides of the same coin. One just happens to be in the Black conscious community. The other one happens to be in the Black church. And right now, they are committing affinity fraud. They're committing affinity fraud. And today, he tried to make you look like he was a victim. He's not a victim. He's 42 years old. I'm sorry, 43 years old. Father of two. You say you got a staff that you give $30,000 to a month. You're in a position of influence and also intimidation. And you're using that to hurt the people around you and to influence your followers. And I know Matt Church Disease said that he's going to do, he touched on this a little bit yesterday about how when is your pastor, Matt Church Disease, is he here? Can someone put his link in there? About how when your pastor is your abuser. And I know I have a video of a young lady who was in the Black Seventh-day Adventist church, and that is exactly what happened to her. Her parents died. This minister came along and knew her parents, like, hey, I'm going to help you, everything. And she was just so naive about everything. And he molded her and groomed her. And then he passed her around to his friends. Just like the other girl in the SBC church. It's happening across denominations. It's not just the Catholic Church. It's not the SBC Church. Jehovah's Witnesses got the same problem. They don't even go to the authorities. They have a meeting where the accused has to point out who their accuser is. And then they just tell the person, "Oh, you can't participate in Kingdom Hall activities for so many years, so many months." But they still have to go every day to the Kingdom Hall and see them there. And then the Kingdom Hall just keep a file on them. SBC Church just fires them, and then they go to another SBC church. No one tells them about that person, and they pass around, because a lot of them are independent churches. The Catholic Church just moves them around. They're not supposed to do that anymore. So I really hope so, but like how some of these preachers, when they get all this information out about them, they sit down for a few months and then they come back. He needs to not come back. Unless we're having 100% change in character in what they say. No. Okay. Can someone go find Mad Charles Disease's link and put it in the chat, please? Because I support my friends. We're trying to yeah. But we know that he really doesn't, Clarissa. We know he doesn't. Hi, it's 39 in the chat. We have 24 likes. So please hit the like button. Please hit that Cash App or hit that super chat. All right. So the first thing I want to go over today is this. And pardon me if I seem to keep kind of slow. Please pray for me. I haven't been really feeling really good for a while. And unfortunately, like some Black women, we have to be strong all the time. And we do everything for everyone else, but we treat ourselves last. And I think I'm finally feeling the ramifications of that. So, Black women, pay attention to your health. Okay, first. Okay. So, let's get the political tea out the way, because I know what y'all came here for. Okay. So, everybody, this is Governor Greg Abbott of Texas. And I know you probably heard of me talk about him before, especially when the Texas freeze happened. And I thought when he was working with President Biden to get, FEMA money, FEMA help, he shook his hand when he came to Houston, him and the mayor and the Harris County judge, and thought that was cooperation. But as soon as the man left town, all of a sudden, Governor Greg Abbott's like, oh, it's a crisis at the border. And I'm just like, you didn't tell him that when he was here. I'm thinking like ERCOT still needs to be investigated. The vaccines need to be passed out. Why is there a crisis at the border? I think him and other Republicans made it up so they could have something to say, something bad to the president about. Well, he's done some other things. He took away the mandatory mask mandate, but I'm still wearing my mask. Okay? And I've been fully vaccinated, thank God. But some of these bars and restaurants and individuals now want to do crazy stuff, like have 100% capacity and don't have masks. And it's like, oh, the governor said it's okay. No. Governor, yeah. And so now he's using his attorney general of the state to sue counties and cities who still have their own mask mandate. By the way, businesses can have their own mask mandate. They can turn you away, just like t-shirts, no shoes, no mask. You don't have to have it. Now what he has done, because he's still, pro red state, help everybody has the same rhetoric. As you know, Georgia has a voter suppression bill. He is supporting Texas's own voter suppression bill, but it has not come to his desk yet to sign. But Georgia, I think his name is Kemp, he did sign it. So a lot of different people, like movies, superstars, and now Major League Baseball, have left Georgia saying, hey, we're not going to deal with you if you're going to suppress people. So Major League Baseball came to Texas this past week, to Arlington, Texas, near Dallas, to have their game. And this is him at the game. But guess what he decided to do as a form of protest? Sticking it to the Major League Baseball for not staying in their fellow red state, Georgia. Guess what he decided to do, y'all? He did not throw out the first pitch. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? He protested by not throwing out the first pitch. That was how he was going to stick it to him. That's how he was going to stick it to him. And you know what happened because of that, y'all? You know what happened because of that? You know what happened? Not a goddamn thing. Because a lot of us don't really give a fuck about him like that. We want to know about ERCOT. We want to know about this mask and stuff and COVID-19 vaccines. Okay? That's on our priority list. Not of this made up Texas border conflict and you not wanting to throw a ball out. Some of us are hoping that other Major League Baseball, whatever next championship team or whatever is going to play, is going to leave Texas when you try to sign that voter suppression bill. And by the way, the ACLU says they are going to sue. I think they're suing Georgia for that bill. And I think they're going to sue other places as well. Okay. Anybody worry? Hey, Unc must be like, Unc must be like, don't worry about you throwing out that ball. You the governor. You just got invited because you the governor. They could have got the mayor, the Harris County the county person to do that. But you gonna stick it to Major League Baseball and you're not gonna throw the ball out? You big baby. But then I swear this man delivered. Now that he got, like, I guess try to make it seem like he was doing such a great thing and not throwing out the ball at Major League Baseball, he decided to come with some more BS. Y'all listen to this. Because like I said, there are places that are saying you must wear a mask, you have to wear a mask to come here, and he's trying to do everything else. Y'all listen to his stuff, okay? Y'all listen.
KPRC2 is your Vaccine Central with the latest information on the COVID-19 vaccines. Today, we are focused on an executive order from Governor Greg Abbott.
That order will restrict the ability to require coronavirus vaccinations and vaccination passports. KPRC2's Kathy Hernandez has been following the story and joins us live to explain what's going on this morning. Kathy?
Good morning. We spoke to a local attorney who says the governor's executive order can become very complicated because it is very broad. She expects to see legal action in which judges will decide if it's constitutional.
Government should not require any Texan to show proof of vaccination and reveal private health information just to go about their daily lives.
Governor Greg Abbott issued an executive order prohibiting government-mandated vaccine passports in Texas. He also released this video.
We will continue to vaccinate more Texans and protect public health, and we will do so without treading on Texans' personal freedoms.
The order also prohibits any public or private entity receiving public funds from requiring people show proof of vaccinations in order to receive service. It says those public funds include grants, contracts, loans, or other disbursements of taxpayer money.
Problem is, it is kind of alarming because there are so many people that receive taxpayer funds, right, to fund their businesses or to do contracts, and you really wonder what the scope of this could look like.
Houston attorney Sophia George says it'll especially become tricky in schools and universities, and she expects litigation is ahead.
You might have kids that are going to public school who are required to show proof of vaccination. If all of a sudden they're not required to show proof of a COVID vaccination, we start running into issues where now the governor has expanded the scope of the law in a way that needs to be readdressed by courts.
On the other hand, the executive order says nursing homes and long-term care facilities can require proof of vaccinations from their residents. Reporting live, Kathy Hernandez, KP.
Okay, y'all. So that's what I was thinking about. Exactly. It just gives you. I can show you. So bad I didn't bring my own card. It shows where I got my vaccination and what was the vaccination. It and my name. It don't show nothing else. And the thing is, for schools and even for people who go to college, you have to have proof of. I remember you had to have proof of the meningitis vaccination for grad school because you were living in a grad dorm. So you can't do that either. Like Daryl's son is back in college. He had to show proof that he got that he was COVID-19 free. And sooner or later, they are gonna have to have that for school too. Like, oh, did you get the meningitis vaccine? Right now, Pfizer is okay for kids 12 to 15 to have the vaccine. You want the schools to go back to face to face. This is another lawsuit waiting to happen. He's trying to show he's tough, that he's not gonna allow government aid. He's really trying to see if he has a case to stick it to the Biden administration for the government. But federal laws always trump state laws. But he's trying to do this whole night. I think it's a 10th Amendment type thing that they have states' rights. That he's going to protect our liberties, and I'm just like, sir. People need to be vaccinated, or people need to be social distance, or wear a mask. It's like, dude, do you not understand about protecting people's lives? Like, are you trying to kill off some of us? I just don't. Yeah, thank you, baby. It ain't over. Like the song said, it ain't over till God said it's over. Yeah, he said we already won, but come on, looking around, y'all don't want to wear a mask, y'all don't want social distance, y'all want to have these goddamn parties. Y'all, he made me want to move. But I love Texas. I love where I live. I want to go somewhere else now. I'm just like, I'm tired. Like, I gotta find somebody that can run against him and win, because I'm tired of him. I really am tired. Thank you. Kids gotta show proof for school. That's a government agency. Public schools, public universities get funding. And it's not only, hey, Chef BC Cherry Bliss, it is not only they get money from the federal government too. Like, exactly. There are cruises now that they're starting to schedule, and you have to show that you're vaccinated. Exactly. And that matter of fact, yeah. And we're gonna be on somebody, and our country gonna be on somebody's list. Oh, you been to America? Oh, you gotta go quarantine over there. Thank you, Chef BC Cherry Bliss. I tried. I like to give you information and entertainment. But he is ridiculous. Okay, so this is the next one, y'all. He gets on my list. You remember Cancun Cruz? He decided to go to oh, excuse me. He tried to go to Cancun during the Texas freeze, got shanked, came back and put some bottles of water in some people's trucks, and then
So it's
in some people's trucks.
KPRC2.
In some people's trucks, and so like he was trying to help Texas, and then sliced some barbecue for some first responders, and then went back to Congress like he was doing something. Since then, just like Governor Abbott started this whole thing about the Texas border crisis, Operation Lone Star. Look who picks up the baton to run his leg of the race. Ted Cruz. And this dude went out there with a press conference, also with Lindsey Graham, to basically say, look, the federal government is out here they're creating this crisis. They're not doing catch and release. These people are coming over here with COVID. And I'm thinking like most of the people in Texas who got COVID is the one that's probably not wearing a mask right now. And you worried about some immigrants who like literally don't care that we got our own problems. They still think this place is better than where they came from. I just don't understand. Then you want to kind of say that, oh, he's putting kids in cages. You weren't saying that when Trump had the kids in cages. And this dude literally went out to the Rio Grande talking about, I got pictures. Y'all see the pictures? Because, remember, Abbott didn't have no picture. He just said, I saw some stuff from the helicopter. So, Cruz came to the border to get pictures of people crossing the border. Then John Cornyn went to a center, immigrant center in Houston, which I was like, oh, please leave the little kids alone. They just trying to have some normalcy. You're going to go to put a camera in their face. But it wasn't the Southwest Key Center. It was like one of the immigrant centers that the Catholic Church has. The Catholic Church has an immigrant services, and they actually have like, and when you see it, it's like it looks like a regular home in their neighborhood. And so they actually give a lot of, like, they try to get the kids a lawyer, reunite with their family, get them adjusted, have them go to school, all the regular stuff you're supposed to do. They just don't look like what the government has. But Ted Cruz swears up and down, Biden got cages. I'm like, them cages been there during Trump's administration and Obama, went to find out, and they probably been there since George W. And they're talking about, and I just feel like they're making these people scapegoat. And I think they actually found some people who are like literally crossing. I guess they got found by Border Patrol. And I just felt so bad. And I want y'all to look at this. Because when I saw this reminded me of two things. And y'all look at this and y'all tell me in the chat, what did this remind y'all of? I'm going to make it bigger so y'all can see the whole thing. Because I got problems with this.
So it's past midnight. I'm standing on the shore of the Rio Grande. The water is right behind me. I'm down the Texas border along with 18 senators. We made the trip to see the crisis that is playing out. We've already gone to detention facilities that are overrun, many of them with families, small children. We saw multiple mothers who were nursing infant babies who had just crossed over and were being housed in outdoor holding pens where they were sleeping on the floor and nursing their babies. We're at the edge of the river. On the other side of the river is Mexico. The other side of the river, we have been listening to and seeing cartel members, human traffickers, right on the other side of the river, waving flashlights, yelling and taunting Americans, taunting the Border Patrol, because they know that under the current policy of the Biden administration, they can flood over here. They're getting paid $4,000 or $5,000 a person to smuggle them into this country. And our policies, when they smuggle them in, the Biden administration releases them, and more and more and more. Last month, 100,000 people came across the border illegally. We've got 15,000 kids in federal government custody. This is a humanitarian crisis. It's a public health crisis. The illegal immigrants who are being released, they're testing positive for COVID-19 at a 7 times higher rate than the American population.
What?
And it's a national security crisis. And it's time for the Biden administration to put an end to it and stop sanctioning lawless chaos on our southern border.
Let me take a little swig of my Texas tea. Y'all, okay. Put a 1 in the chat if you think he looked like Steve Irwin out there, that little alligator hunter guy. crocodile hunter, or 2, he looked like a fucking slave catcher out there trying to catch slaves, or 3, all of the above. What do you think he's trying to do, y'all? Is he 1, Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter out there, or 2, does he look like a slave catcher, or 3, both? So, like I said, 1, 2, 3. Because I was looking at this like the stuff that he was saying. Like he's out there at night, and someone is filming him, and he says he hears the cartels over there. Do you think that's really the damn cartels? They know your ad. They got TV. They got social media. They probably know your ass is on the border. Do you think that's where they're gonna be? No, they're gonna be over there off the California, Mexico border, putting their people over there. You're so stupid. You're so stupid. Cause they're in a cartel don't mean their ass is stupid. What the hell? Then you're like, oh, it's 100,000 people came over this month. That's not what the Biden administration said. Because I could have said, well, they consistently said it was anywhere from like I think each month it was like 5 or 10,000. It's April. He even had the job 3 months now. Today is the 6th. No, 2.5 months. We said, what kind of Christ when the demon was in? There was. And some of those people who came over, they've been coming over since before the inauguration. And that place, the temporary immigrant center that they have on the border, that place just got reopened. It used to be one that was open under Trump administration. I'm thinking like, where the kids supposed to go? And he's like, oh, we got 15,000 kids here, and they said some of the mothers are nursing the kids, and we got 100,000 people. It's a crisis. Where the paperwork at? Are y'all finna go back to the Congress? You're like, hey, this is what we saw down there. And then there was another video where it said the Biden administration stopped them from actually taking pictures in the government center. And he's like, oh, they don't want us to take pictures. They don't want to look at the press. Because these are children, there's a thing called human trafficking. You need to find their parents. They got rights. They're trying not to make the same mistakes that they made under Trump. They separated children from their families. They still don't know what all on kids is at. And I'm sorry, I have a problem with government officials want to come in and look at children like they're some damn object. And you're using them for political fiber? Is it what? I can't think of the word. Thank you. You pointed to the river and I see a whole bunch of weeds. Talking about, you hear them? I guess he's like, they're grunting and saying Spanish and got their flashlight. And I'm thinking like, those are probably people who don't know that your ass is over there and they're trying to steer clear of you. Or it might be the Border Patrol doing their rounds or something. Exactly. He didn't do that because, Trump was the head of his party. He had to do what the whole party wanted to do. But you were not there. And I'm sorry, it did remind me of the crocodile hunter, but it also reminded me of a slave catcher. Because I was like, I've read and see historical movies about slave catchers looking for slaves. And I was just like, and one of the ones that I read, about 5,000 African American slaves left Texas and crossed the border to go to freedom in Mexico because there was no slavery. Because it was another country, slave owners could not use the Texas government to get their slaves back, so they hired slave catchers to go to the Rio Grande area across to Mexico to get their slaves back. And when they went across to Mexico, the government was very much uncooperative. One, they didn't have slavery there, and two, they wanted to stick it to Texas and the Americans. That, oh, we're not going to help you get your slaves back. Okay. So in that case, the foreign policy of their country actually helped probably some of our ancestors. We don't know. So I sure the hell ain't finna help you capture some people. I'm sorry, that sounds like slave catching to me. I'm sorry. Exactly. He's Cuban. That's successful because, you know, they come from a communist country. It's political oppression. When you come over for economic reasons, no, you can't do that. Because he benefited from 4 years of Trump. And now he's still trying to flex his muscles. Because Trump may come back and try to be president again. Or maybe Cruz is gonna run, which I don't think he can run because it says in the Constitution national born citizen. But he keeps trying to say that he has U.S. citizenship through his mother or his father, who became a citizen later. They left Cuba, went to Canada, then came to the United States. Yeah, Kamala has been put in charge of the immigrants, and I think they did that on purpose because one, she is the daughter of immigrants, one from Jamaica and one from India. Two, she's very capable of what she's doing. She knows the law. She's a lawyer. And it's also probably going to piss off the Republicans because now they got to deal with her. Someone who's Black, Indian, and a woman. Oh, with a degree. And you got to call her Madam Vice President? Oh, they should be pissed the hell off. Plus, Joe can't do everything. The original intention was that the president and vice president were actually going to run the country together. First election, there was no political parties. So, yeah. But ironically, you had no problem going there to hide from the Texas freeze. Mm-hmm. Yes. Anytime I'm like, he's out there in the wood and he whispering and stuff. I'm like, dude, you got a whole fucking camera. I'm like, what? Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention when Senator John Cornyn went to the immigration center here in Houston, that's by the Archdiocese of Galveston, Houston, he was not allowed to go in and take pictures either. So they and the government doing the right thing. I'm not gonna let you come in here and take pictures of kids. So you can wave them in the freaking Congress and try to say, "Oh, look at them." And he said 18 senators went with him. I'm like, who all was in your group? Because you and Lindsey was out there saying all kind of crazy stuff. There's a really cute video by Randy Rainbow. He does video and song parodies. This one's to Oklahoma, and he did one for Lindsey and Ted Cruz. I'm gonna go watch it later. I need something to laugh about. When I saw that, I was like, what kind of mess is this? What kind of man? Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you guys, hey, Ray of Sunshine. Hey, please support me and my the A-Team's ability to upgrade our equipment because according to Man Church Disease, I need to get another laptop. I'm like, I just got this one. Plus, I need to get some better lights. And some other and a new set of headphones. These are my teacher headphones that I'm using, but I need another set of headphones just for my live videos. Let a big ass mosquito come out there or a flying roach. Get him. Okay. Also, for the past 2 weeks, I've been getting back on having extra videos for my members only. The other one video I had was the StreamYard test with the pastor's ex-wife, and then I have a really short video that I put in my buy me a coffee and my membership. It's a little short video I made about Larry Reid. I need to make a long one. Someone gave me an idea in Daryl's chat. They said someone said in his Patreon, they said he dressed like he Big Frida. I'm gonna find a Big Frida song. I got a picture of him. It's gonna be epic. Hey Betty Simmons, so glad you're here. Hey Pencil T. Hey Digital Logic, glad you're here. Hit the like button, everybody. Hit the like button. If you like what you hear, hit that Cash App. Donation. Y'all know who that from. Who's that from? Yes, we really have been active today. And it's only Tuesday. It's only Tuesday. Okay, so this is another story. I actually had to change my thumbnail because I totally forgot. And this happens to be about a really which I'm gonna have to do some more updates on. Okay. All right. So, okay. Hi. So this is I don't know if those of you who follow so work opportunity and trying to help children. Okay. Because I mean, this is the thing. They need to not be letting no kids out of that facility and going with fucking strangers, and their parents or their relatives can't find them. That's just no. To me, I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it. That reminds me of fucking slave auction. Do no shit like that, children. No. If you're not already a federal if you're not already a federal worker, can you apply? Asking for a friend. I'm sorry, I have friends who need jobs. In a couple of years, I'm gonna tell them about them. So I'm like, look, you too old for this shit. Okay. You need to get yourself together. Because I want to go on trips, cruises, do some stuff, and you can't go because your budget. I need you to get together. You need to get a job, and you need to get some with some benefits. Something. So let me know. Oh, it's just the feds? Okay. All right. Thanks for letting us know, though. I got to get them another job another way. Okay, so I don't know if you guys follow football. I really don't, but I kind of do. But I don't really watch the game. Kaepernick ain't got no job, so I just been extending my boycott. So he's definitely qualified to be on somebody's team, even though he got his settlement, but still. So and whoever follows football, especially Houston Tech, please let me know if I say anything wrong. So DeShaun Watson is 25. Oh, females hiring. Okay, thanks. Thanks for watching out. It's on your chair. Hey, Jazzy Carrot. Clarissa. Hello to anyone I haven't said hello to. Okay, so DeShaun Watson, is he a quarterback? I want to say quarterback with the Houston Texans. I remember reading that he was not going to renew his contract or something like that, and he was going to go to another team. And people were like, oh man, how come the Texans couldn't keep him? Or like, oh man, why is he going? He's 25 years old. He's been there since 2017. wants to explore the other options, wants to get a ring, wants to go somewhere else. All of a sudden, there was an accusation that he had sexually assaulted a masseuse. And I was like, oh Lord. Damn, man, why you do that? But then I thought, wait a minute, I said, wait a minute. I saw who the lawyer was of one of the ladies. His name is a lawyer by the name of Tony Busby. Tony Busby ran for Houston mayor. He ran as I think a Republican. I think 1 year it was a Republican. I think the last year it was like a Democrat. But he's really a Republican. And so I just was like automatically suspicious of him because when he was on trial, when he was doing his little things around town, he did it on the Hispanic side of town, and someone asked him about immigration, like, hey, are you against kids in cages? And he never really answered the question. But then one of his members, who happened to be Hispanic, was like, those kids are not in cages. Their parents should have came here the right way instead of the wrong way. But my other friend who I did an interview with, Liz Lozano, who's a part of the Brown Berets, he's very revolutionary, very liberal, very, very woke. And she's like, nah, they kids in cages. And she talked to that lady so bad, the other lady started crying. I'm like, Liz. But Liz was right. But he would never talk about, his stand because he was trying not to hurt, because he wanted to get the Hispanics votes. So when I saw that he was one of the accusers' lawyer, I was like, something's up with this. Are they trying to stop him from leaving to go to another team by getting someone to accuse him? Or what is going on? I was like, what is going on? This doesn't make no sense. And then it was like he was lawyers for two of the accusers, and they were filing a lawsuit, like a civil complaint, right? A civil complaint. So I was like, wait a minute. And so I started looking at it like, okay, I was thinking like, oh, maybe the statutes of limitations were too far gone, so they had to do a civil suit. But then I looked at the date. They were like, oh, this happened in March 2020. And I was like, wait a damn minute. That's a goddamn year. Those two ladies can go to the police and file a report, and then they got to do an investigation. Why you got a civil attorney trying to get some money out of us? I was just like, okay, I'm all for Me Too, but don't be like, don't be doing this to railroad a man. So all of a sudden, Tony Busby gets more women who come out, and then he tries to do the the accusers of T.I.'s lawyer, like, oh, we're welcome to the police to investigate. But you kept getting more clients. So we went from 2 women to 11. So Tony Busby got 11 clients. Y'all, today there are 22 accusers. Okay, 22 accusers. And it only one of them, I take it back. We're not sure if one of them is the one that actually went to the police and actually filled out a report. So 22 women have accused this man, got a lawyer to sue him in civil court, and only one of them actually went to the police, and there is no statute of limitation. And I'm just like, wait a minute now. This is seeming like a too railroaded of circumstance. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm gonna put the article. Yeah, first it was 2, then it was 11. So this is going to be going on for like, is it 2 or 3 weeks? So the first week it was 2. Then like 5 days later, they were like, oh, it's 11 people. And then they were like, oh, one of the 11 we're not sure. Maybe one of the 11 went to the police. Everybody else went and got a lawyer and suing him in court for money. Then now, I think yesterday it was 22. And then today they were like, they released the name of one of the 22. because he must have got a good ass lawyer too. This is a lady, her name is Ashley Solis. She said she identified her name as Jane Doe number 1 before filing her suit. But she's hold on. She came forward in a press conference. Look who's her attorney. Tony Busby. There go Tony Busby. But Watson's attorney said, his name Rusty, said he claimed Busby approached one of Watson's rep back in February in an effort to quality settle the allegations a month before he filed the first lawsuit. So this sounds like some bribery stuff. Hardin says he has emails sent by a Busby associate, Cornelia Branfield Harvey, to one of Watson's representatives on February 9th, spelling out the demand. My client's demand is $100,000, and this offer remains open until Friday this week. What I tell you about them emails, y'all? It's another lady that I think came out too. So one is Hispanic and one is like Caucasian, I think. So the lawsuit ultimately filed on March 16, and 20 women have filed similar lawsuits against Watson since then. And DeShaun Watson said he likes to have sex. They were all consensual. And then the other ones he did admit to, he said they were either, I think, at their home, at the massage place, or at his hotel. Those sound like, so I'm trying to figure out, okay, the 22 of y'all thought this 25-year-old in his prime man Instagram you just for a massage and told you to meet him in a hotel? Like, come on now. Come on, hey King Roy, come on now. Are you doing this because he didn't call you back? Like, what is? And I'm thinking about all the when they had Bill Cosby and they had, like, oh, they say he gave people stuff. None of these women have said that DeShaun Watson put anything in their drink. So my thing was, and my thing is also to a certain extent, dude, you got a lot of money. Like, you just couldn't get. You just couldn't get you like one or two main girls, like your boy, like the girlfriend, then the people on the side. Like you just out there just doing it with everybody. Can one of the ones that ain't suing you come forward to testify against you or something? And this is what the thing is. Is this somehow saying that these hookups with him going to the motel, calling these women, a lot of them were massages? Are you trying to say, oh, he was propositioning them, he was a John, and they were whores? Is that what they not want to? I'm confused, y'all. I'm just and I hope whoever did the police report, what's gonna hurt their case is if they're one of the people that's also suing him in civil court, because they're gonna make it look like it's for money. If he did it, he should go to jail. If this is just you trying to get him out of some money or get him to stay in Houston and not go to another place, ooh, this is not. What do y'all think? I'm gonna have to keep following this because something just about this don't seem right. A 25-year-old sexually active man with a sexual appetite. I don't think he did this. I don't think he sexualized nobody. Let's say, okay, it's 22. Let's say half of them lying. Half of them lying. It was consensual. Okay, that leaves 11 out of the 22. So let's say out of that 11, half of them, he didn't call them back. Okay, that leaves what, 5 or 6? And let's say out of the 6, um, they're just using him as an excuse because their boyfriend found out. That leaves 3. Okay, at least 3, which is still too many. Hell, 1 is too many. But I'm just like, something ain't right. And Tony Busby is involved. I really feel like it ain't right. I really, 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 really feel like it ain't right. So I'm gonna give y'all updates on this case. It's just like, it's one more thing. Is like, dude, why does gotta happen here? Like, stuff keep happening to us to Texas every week. Like, what is going on? Okay. So now I'm gonna give y'all to what y'all been really waiting for. And this is DeShaun Watson. Look here at him. Like he about like they why are they on the border? They're killing me. I'm sorry what I'm about to do to some of y'all. I know I traumatized Daryl earlier this week, yesterday. So Daryl, if you're in the chat, close your eyes. I apologize, everybody. We gotta talk about him. Sir Wiliam G. McCray III. Cause he bothered me today, y'all. Yesterday he bothered me. And we're also gonna talk about him as well. But we're gonna first talk about Wiliam G. McCray III. Y'all got your tea? Okay, come on with it. All right. So Wiliam G. McCray III had his Sunday Night Live on Sunday after a full day of Easter festivities. And he said some things about Houston and also Texas that really tapped my damn heart. I was so fucking mad. And I said, how does he know this? And what he was talking about was another former Houstonian by the name of John Gray. And also on Matt Church's Did someone put Matt Church's link in the chat? Because I never did see it, but then maybe y'all did put it in there. I forgot. And so he talked about John Gray. John Gray was the pastor. Well, he was one of the associate pastors at Lakewood. He left Lakewood, went to, I think it's South Carolina, and became pastor of the Relentless Church. There was some money shenanigans and some misappropriation of funds. I don't know. Something didn't go quite right with paying the bills and stuff. And so now the former owners have come back to South Carolina, and now John Gray and his wife Adventure are looking to build a church in Atlanta. So Sir Wiliam G. McCray has some words about it. But then he threw Houston and Texas under the bus. So I'm just like, dude, seriously? We ain't never did nothing to you. Why you bringing us up? So I'm gonna show y'all what he said. Lord, he looks like an old granny when he does this.
Issues with the belief and the basis of Christianity. I'm so late.
Yes, this live, okay. A wretched and undone. But I'm a teacher tonight. I'm gonna help you on tonight.
Oh, this head is killing me.
I know it was the blood.
No.
Black.
Oh no, he's talking about the children.
I can't add you for some reason, Tom. Now, I had a number of people who say, "Oh, this is his art. This was an expression. This is nothing different than other artists has done and things of that sort." Look, it doesn't make it. It's whatever your diverse issue is, and then they buy into it.
He's talking about Lil Nas X.
This is the view of same sex.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to get to the
It's
part.
not looking good. DMX suffered,
Okay, I'm on
and
DMX.
he probably
Okay, I think it might have been.
When I saw it, my heart, and I love Bobby. I love Bobby. Bobby is a friend, and y'all know, and you.
It's some friend in here named Bobby.
I was able to remain in my hat all.
That's him remaining his hat all damn day.
From a serious boyfriend girlfriend relationship right on into marriage and ministry.
I think his name
I
Pastor
mean,
Tom.
these church musicians,
Oh Lord.
it was either today or it's.
Oh, that's him calling his friend. I'm sorry, y'all.
G. McCray is the man that got down on one knee.
Oh, you talking about some other minister? He knows a lot of gay ministers, but don't want to be gay himself. He's confusing.
It says adding.
Okay, I'm trying.
Exception, like when you are jacked.
Oh Lord, how he know about that? See,
thing. John Gray.
Okay, this is it.
John.
Hold on.
Teacher. When you went to shower, see, y'all said the thing again. But anyway, so. Literally, right? Oh God.
Okay, I think this is coming to the part where he is talking.
Okay. Anyway, so he was. He was.
Okay, I'm sorry, Black Anonymous, you're due. Okay. This is So this is, for those of you who don't know, this is Sir Wiliam G. McCray. He is a religious blogger who blogs a lot about what's going on in the Black church. Kind of like Umar is always talking about, kind of like how how Sonetta knows everybody in like the Black conscious community. This is Sir Wiliam G. McCray. He does it for but it's more gossip wise and church news. And his name is Sir Wiliam G. McCray. He's also confused because, well, he actually did call himself one time a transvestite because he likes to wear long hair and nails. But he claims to be straight, but he calls himself a transvestite, and he always talks bad about other gay people. He actually uses the F word. There are pictures out there about him look like he's playing with a dildo or a toy, but he says it was Photoshop. I don't think nobody was photoshopping that. But he's kind of like what Larry Reid is. Larry Reid took his place. They used to use him, Sir Wiliam G. McCray, as a way to get back at people. But now it's Larry. So this is Sir Wiliam G. McCray. He loves to wear these damn hats. And he talks like a goddamn grandmother, old mother of the church. What he said about the goddamn children at the Easter egg thing really bothered me. I probably will load that up like tomorrow, maybe. Y'all can just hear it yourself. It's just like, dude, yeah. You say a little extra diggable language? Oh, ain't no little extra. He a lot of extra. Yes, he does look like a pimp, a homosexual pimp on Easter Sunday. Okay, so this is what he says about John Gray, and he throws Texas under the bus.
We have a number of topics for tonight. So this is so interesting. So John Gray, who I think is John Gray and his wife. Yes, he is a pastor, Nene. He is a pastor. Yeah. So, and he has and he has what you call it, parishioners. He has a following. So, you've got to elevate your mind, because traditional and all of that is not so traditional anymore. So anyway, getting back to this whole church thing, John Gray and his wife. Well, how do y'all say his wife's name? Repshuda or it's some kind of like witch name. But anyway, they are so much like Jezebel and Ahab until it's just unreal. But literally, it looks like the whole situation in Greenville is totally not working, and they are and they're looking to come to Atlanta, which I you know. Okay. For real, John. For real, John. I just, I don't know if we want him here. And I don't know. I just think the whole excitement and the honeymoon with him is over with. Like, I just, okay, how about this? How about this? How about you and your wife get saved first? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how about y'all get down on your knees at the altar and somebody do the Romans road and make sure that your soul is committed to Christ before you try to start a church here. And I'm gonna tell you something. Because Atlanta is not the place to come if you got something going on. Especially, okay, can I say this about Atlanta? let me say this about Atlanta. If you have an issue below your waist with your flesh, if you have an issue where that you find yourself in the arms of a woman that's not your wife, or you find yourself in the arms of T.I. said it best. Whatever you like, but however you like it, Atlanta, the harvest is right, and the harvest is plentiful, and so this is not the place for Ahab. This is not the place.
He calls John Gray Ahab, and he calls his wife Inventor Jezebel.
For a wretched and undone sinner. It's just not. This is, like you.
FYI, that's not what we doing. Him and Andrew can't stand each other. There's a video of Sir William G. McCray going by Andrew's house, wanting to whoop his ass. They do not like it. And by the way, Sir William's nickname is Granny, and Andrew Caldwell's nickname is Mother.
You need, if you're gonna try to start a church, and you need to really, you really need to be good and serious and girded.
He actually has a point about John McCray, but it's just he the wrong messenger.
And really ready and prepared for to come here and to do ministry. And this is not the place for you to try to come and then get delivered. This is where you need to already be delivered and set apart before you get here. And so I think, sir, your problems are going to be exacerbated.
It will.
I think that I like that color on my lip.
What?
I think that your problems are going to be exacerbated here. And I think that you are, going to further, add to the demise of your work. Because it seems like it I hate to say it, but it seems like John Gray has just been going downhill since he set when those pastors went to see Trump, and he asked, "Can I pray for you?" Like, dude,
That's a good
real?
point.
For real? You want to pray for somebody? Like, oh, okay. Well, why you haven't prayed for that spirit that's got a hold to you? Because clearly the devil's got a hook in your jaw, and he is slinging you to and fro. So anyway, I just, I please, if
They
you're gonna
are.
go anywhere, why don't you go home? Why don't you go back to Houston? Yeah.
Okay, so let me say this. Daryl told me that John Gray is from Cincinnati, Ohio. That's his home. He ain't gotta come back to Houston. We gotta know. You see what we're dealing with? Tony Busby, the DeShaun Watson case, dealing with ERCOT, COVID, passports. People don't want to wear a mask. You want us to deal with John Gray hoish ass again? No. But then this is how he throw the rest of them in Houston and Texas on the bus. Like we
because it seems to be like Houston people really like to have a lot of sex, and or like Texas preachers and Texas pastors, they like to have sex.
So the Atlanta pastors don't like to have sex? Hey, Miss Lowe, this is Sir William G. McCray. He's a black church vlogger. And I mentioned him because he's throwing my city and my whole state under the bus. Talking about John Gray should come back here. He's not ready for Atlanta. He need to be saved first. But he says Atlanta got everything that you want, whatever proclivity that you like. Men, women, up, down, all around. But then he was like, oh, why don't John Gray go back to Houston? Because Houston and the Texans, they love to have sex. Those pastors love to have sex. Wait a minute. So the Atlanta pastors don't? Don't say that. Don't say it. Hello, Bello. This is my home. I love it. We trying.
And they enjoy having sex at their church and their pulpits, in their offices, male sex, gay sex, heterosexual sex, whatever kind of sex. Derek Flowers, he had an orgy and had sex toys and that hallucinogen stuff. What's that? It's
I want to know how he know this. And then I asked Daryl. I said, Daryl, how you know that? He said because he probably was fucking them. I did not need to know that. I'm just thinking like, did someone send him the pictures? Did like what happened? And then what was so bad is all his examples. Thank you. Jamal Bryant got girlfriend, side pieces, got a whole new kid. Like, come on. E. Dewey got a kid on the side. But it's the Houston pastor. Or the Texas pastor. And then what's so made it bad was he was able to name off so many. And it was like, is he right? Y'all listen to this.
Some kind of stuff that you inhale that makes
I'm gonna
you
have to look some of these people up. I'm just like,
he was found deceased.
He has been in
a
it.
sleepback motel on all fours with a sex toy and some kind of hallucinating
He know about
drug
sex toys
in
himself.
his hand. Then you had the pastor. You got Bishop. Well, he wasn't a bishop. Then you got Pastor Steve Wilson that was eating, performing cunnilingus on the girl that wanted to be over his praise team.
Yeah, that was Pastor Walker.
Then you have
he need to teach a class.
You had the son of the pastor that was special needs that performed fellatio on the man.
That did get in the news. Maybe he got a point.
In his father's pulpit.
He did do it.
Chair. Then you had the other guy that stripped down, and they had videos of him dancing.
What about the Florida pastor that was sleeping with one of his parishioners' wives, and the man caught him, and he ended up running down the street naked with no clothes?
And
that was Florida.
And all of that. So
it's Wilson, not Walker.
And I mean, it's just like as the list goes on
Why
and
does he know
on
the
and
list?
on when it comes to Houston. So Houston,
we got pastors to keep their clothes on.
I think it would be wise for him to return to his first love. He
didn't start that here. He didn't know.
Jermaine said, "Jesus help us, help." And so then when Mother Shaw said, "We need help. We need right now help." And so they said, and he said, "Oh my God, that sounds like Sodom and Gomorrah, orgies and sniffing Russian poppers." I did, yeah. And he was on
Larisha or Granny.
It was 5 men. The man, the Indian that owned the hotel, told me it was. It was 5 other guys there. And then the other guy, Lorenzo Platter, and the
Ryan Chandler.
I can't even think of the boy's name.
Ryan Chandler.
He had the recording of him talking to the pastor that he was having sex with because the pastor was paying him.
Y'all gotta go watch. I have that on my channel. Y'all gotta go watch. I think it's on my channel, Mad Church's channel.
Have sex, and he was a sex worker. The boy was a sex worker, and the pastor was having sex with him at his church and paying him from the church's cash app account.
Hello, Mello.
It's just like you just need to go on back to Texas because they like to have sex in Texas. I know y'all don't like this kind of teaching.
Because that's his job. He's a black church vlogger.
Y'all don't like this kind of teaching.
And they give him stuff, or he goes and finds it, or he makes some of the stuff up. Oh, you're not for to sing the church song after you said that, sir. No, we're not for to do that. Oh. You see what he said about Texas? And then Porter was like, the stuff that he was mentioning, like, yeah, that was in the news. Yeah. And I just noticed if you go on Twitter and look at who he follows, a lot of them are black men who are porn actors. And I'm just like, and then on this same video, I'm gonna see if I can I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Hopefully I can put the link in the chat. Why is it not letting me? For some reason, it's not letting me. Oh, stop! I know it was the blood. You gotta stop it. You talked about my state. Everybody have a. If you want to, for some reason, it's not letting me put it in the thing. But it's Sir William G. McCray the third, or you can do obnoxious television, and you'll be able to find it. I'll try to figure out how to. Excuse me. Let me see if maybe you can get. Hello, Mellow. Stop. I know, right? He was like, from the pastors like they have sex, like they don't have to have sex in Atlanta, Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, New York, North Carolina. But speaking of Ryan Chandler, he's the one that is in a lawsuit with Lorenzo Platter, who recorded their conversation, and it got sent to Wiliam McCray. But now Ryan Chandler, he's actually is getting sued by Lorenzo Plata because Lorenzo Plata said something about, I don't know if it was slander, libel, or something, or maybe releasing the recording, but he didn't show up to court. Ryan Chandler, no relation to me, and he's from the Fort Worth. I think his church is in Fort Worth, Dallas area, and I was trying to find his video from Sunday night, but he's made it unavailable. But he had some very interesting things to say that he was kind of truthful about. But I also think he needs to take his own advice. He said in his video, he said he was well, let me just say this. He basically said that a lot of these pastors, they got these problems. They're telling me I'm going to hell, but they're going to hell too. And he said, but some of y'all don't know how to cheat. He says, y'all should be having you should have a different phone number or a different way of communicating. And you need to be doing stuff across town if this is what you're going to do. If you're going to go out there and what he says get trade, which is like a person that, is kind of like beyond your means, but you're dating them. And he said, y'all need to stop doing that. You shouldn't do wrong, but if you're going to do wrong, you need to be more discreet about it. And he says, I'm guilty of this too. And he said, whatever you do, whether you're a man or a woman, stop having sex with married men. He said, they never leave. They never leave. And he said, that's my problem too. He said, I got that demon myself. So he admitted he has a problem because Lorenzo Plata is married. And he said, stay away from the married men. They're not going to leave. It's just their time with you. And then that's it. They're not going to give up their time for you. So I was like, oh, this is some really good information. Then I was like, but then he admitted, like, hey, I need to take my own advice because I made the wrong mistake. Which I thought was like, oh, okay. He's hilarious a lot of times, but he actually had some tidbits of information that I thought, and he actually said this was for women and men. Stay away from the married people because they're not going to leave. Hey, hello, Mella. This is Ryan Chandler, who Wiliam McCray talked about from Texas. And so you love Ryan Chandler? I have to say, he has personality that makes him like people want to watch him. But I think he also talked about an issue that he had with another minister that was talking bad about him with another church lady. And he said, I respect someone if they say they don't like me and they unfriend me and they stay unfriended. But I don't like anyone that I'm friends with and I hear you talking bad about me. And the guy that he was talking about, I guess he was using his platform to put him on blast. He was like, you over there telling them that I'm gay or was interested in you or coming after you. And so basically Ryan Chandler told everybody, you over there lying on me, you telling me this, but it was you, me, and this other girl was supposed to have a threesome at this hotel. And I was just like, and he was like, and I got the receipts. And I was just like, oh Lord, is he about to turn into Granny or Andrew? What are we gonna call him? Auntie? Like, what is Oh Lord, what is happening? This is Texas. Why is my stuff still? Ugh, light fell. Like, what is going on, y'all? Like, oh, Jesus. Yeah, he will tell on himself. I have to say, as far as some of the church bloggers go, he is very honest about his own situation. But I feel like he gets himself in these situations too. I think he said he's 34 or 36. So I'm just like, you said call him Lil Niecy. if Andrew is mother and Wiliam McCray is my line is messed up. And and Wiliam McCray is Granny. Go call Ryan and tell Lil Niecy. Oh Lord. Yeah, the girl didn't show, which I was like, okay, does make you bisexual? But I think he was also implying like, oh, you were still at the hotel. I think he was trying to imply that, yo, you and me were still at the hotel together. Andrew Francine Caldwell. Stop with the Francine. But I guess he was implying like, oh, you told everybody you didn't like me, or I was this and that. Why were you still at the hotel with me? So I was like, damn, he just put this man's business out on the street like that. Okay, y'all. So this is the last news before that's concerning Texas. We had the political tea, the sports tea. Then we had the church vlogger tea, and now we finna get to the B sector tea. Oh, yeah. Hey everyone, this is Erica for Treecey White. She is from San Antonio, Texas. Everybody. Her nickname is Treecey. She had at least 2 to 3 channels on here on YouTube called Treecey with the T, Treecey Living My Truth, and was it Treecey Live? But to give you a small history about her, she likes to dox people and use other people's content as her own. And she's gotten into it with a lot of people in the beef sector, including some members of the A team she got into it with. And this last time, it seems that Treecey got banned from YouTube. This was first reported by a YouTuber named Toxic Diamond. And I actually learned her name from, is it 9 plus size beauty, who mentioned her in her chat. But it seems like Treecey want to be like Jesus or like Lazarus and arise from the dead. And so 2 other web pages shown up. But once you are banned from Twitter, you're not supposed to come back. And so I think for her case, the chickens have come home to roost. And all of her actions for the last 2 years has finally caught up with her. And so every time she creates a new page, that gets reported to YouTube, and they take that one down as well. So Treecey, she call you second lady instead. So all I have to say is, Treecey, wherever you are, I wish you the best off of YouTube. But you've burned too many bridges with other YouTubers, even with your own moderators. And I even heard with people in your own chat. And those of y'all who are helping her get these new pages and put it back up, you better be careful for YouTube snatch your page trying to help her. Okay? Just saying. So wish you the best in San Antonio. Maybe you need to go back to cutting hair, or maybe you need to start doing some stuff on Clubhouse, or uh do they still got Periscope? Periscope, Facebook. Hey, Ryan Chandler's on Facebook. Not Sir William K's on Facebook. You can still do your. I heard Pastor Mitchell gets a lot of cash apps over there on that Facebook now. I'm just saying. It's time for you to have a new career, sis. It's time to move on. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. All right, everybody. Do a lot of stuff. So picking around. I know, right? I like doing that too. Like, you see this? Yeah. So I've been on here with you for about an hour and a half. Thank y'all so much for going through with the tea in Texas. All this tea I have for Texas today. It's just, whew, Lord have mercy. And speaking of Texas, I remember when we had a Texas freeze, and Larry Reid said something about, oh, why are my Texas followers doing? Are y'all all right? Did he take up a collection for any of them people? What? We were freezing in our homes for 7 damn days. Just get on my nerves. Okay. Thank you to the humidors, my friends, the 18s. We get you for Roxanne, Mad Church Disease, Daryl Moore. Thank you to my moderators. Thank you to Christine Parks. We get you for Roxanne, Tanika, the plus size. Sorry. To me, I can't even talk. Tanika, the plus size doll. Thank you, Jacqueline Vines. Thank you, Trisha, Clarissa, Hello Mello. That's what we know doing now. If you have not already clicked the subscribe button, please click the subscribe button and the bell and all notifications so you know when that I come online. Because sometimes I also, most of the time, come on live every Tuesday. Then on the other days, I usually have like some type of video or skit that I do. So please check out my previous skit. And thank you to members of the pull-up team, Cookie Crush Cruz, Smoke Gang, Troll Gang. I saw your binary code, and other people. Why don't you review? Well, I kind of did today, but his lives are so long. They're so long. Who came over today to support me and everything like that. Thank you for the cash apps, the super stickers. Please think about becoming a member today, because you do get access to extra content from me. Extra content from me. Okay? All right. So tomorrow, I'm not sure who's on, but I believe Thursday will be Mad Church Disease, probably at 6 p.m. Central, and then Daryl will come on, I think, at 8 p.m. Central. Okay? All right. You all have a very good night, and I will see y'all in the different chats. Okay? Oh, by the way, if you do want to become a member of the 18 Facebook group, you have to answer all the questions. We even give you hints. What does Daryl like to smoke? Cigars. What is Matt Charles Cesar Marcellus' nickname? They give you a hint. Winnie the Pooh Bear. What is my dog's name? If it's not a girl, it's a boy. My dog's name is Boy. Okay? And we're going to add a question for Roxanne real soon. So I hope those of you who've been paying attention will get the answers right. You must answer all the questions. We give you hints, people. Please. Please, please. Thank you, Jacqueline Vine, so much. All right. Good night, y'all. Have a good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.